Today's adventure, it's all about one of the craziest, best rides, might even be one of the top 3 rides to do anywhere in the United States. Stay tuned and see what that is.
You'll be surprised.
Today we're going to go out on a ride. It's an 8-mile ride, but it has 191 curves. I counted 4 switchbacks. Nobody's got it all counted down to which ones are this and 90, this and that and all that. Maybe you can go out and do that ride, count it all up and let me know. But what we're going to do today is we got this guy, he's almost like an expert.
He knows a lot.
And he actually owns and operates Cool Springs, which is one of the places we're going to talk about here at the very end. And we also have another video that's going to be coming up real soon about that. But he's also got a couple stores that are in Oatman, Arizona. You might want to check a video that we have that talks about Oatman, Arizona. But today, we're going to take you out on this ride. We're going to show you some great places to stop along the way. Stay tuned and go all the way through the video and tell us what you think about it. So right now, we're going to go ahead and talk to
DWAYNE Blake, but don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell. Take it away, DWAYNE.
Let's go.
Okay, we're out here at Cool Springs on the original Route 66, the longest existing stretch. It goes all the way from Seligman all the way to the California-Arizona border. And we're out here at Cool Springs, which is the home of the original Radiator Springs. It's also the beginning part of the Arizona Sidewinder. From Cool Springs over to Oatman is about an 8-mile stretch, 191 curves, turns, and switchbacks. A great adventure, one of the best rides that the West Coast has to offer, and hope you enjoy your adventure.
Oatman's an old mining town. It's kind of where most people kind of start this ride. If you're not coming from the Kingman area, you kind of started here in Oatman. So as we take a quick ride here through Oatman, you can see those burros. Once you get out of town, that's pretty much where the 8-mile ride starts. You know, they call this the Route 66, and it's also known as this section is called the Sidewinder. It's had all kinds of names. It's also been called the bloodiest ride in Route 66. You know, I route this as one of our top 3 rides in the United States.
Hello, well, we're out here on the Arizona Sidewinder. This is one of the definitely points of interest along it. This one's called the Mexican Ghost Town. Gold Road Mine was founded by a gentleman by the name of Jose. He was on his way out to California to hit the gold rush. He spent the night up in the mountains, and his burro in the morning walked away from him and he got lost. He separated from the pathway, the Colonel Beale's Wagons Trail, hunted around to find his burro. On his way back to the path, he reached down and saw a little yellow nugget. Bit into it, it was soft, took that all the way back down to Kingman and said, hey, is this what I think it is? They said, yes, it is. And thus, he then started a claim and started the Gold Road Mine. He worked the mine for about 2 years. Found out it was more work than he could ever do him by himself. Sold it for more money he'd ever see in his lifetime. Left here, left his wife, kid, went out gambling, womanizing, having a good old time. Came back to the Gold Road Mine approximately 2 years later, broke. They hired him as one of the foremans out here. So with him being the foreman, they very much favored the Hispanic community. Where you always hear about a Chinatown, you always hear about a Korean town in different areas, especially railroads area. Well, Gold Road favored the Hispanic community. So this whole lower section here, this is one of the old ruins, this whole lower section here all behind me, that is what's left over from where the Hispanic community lived here in Gold Road.
So here we jump back on our bikes and take off for another ride. You know, a lot of these twisty, turny roads. This road is got 191 turns in it. You know, I counted it. There was 4 switchbacks here. You know, by this mine, it gets kind of crazy here. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. You've got hills, you've got switchbacks, you've got 90s, you can actually see here where you're up 3 different levels here on the road.
Okay, this is the Gold Road Mine. Gold Road Mine, like I was saying earlier, is it is the longest and first gold mine that was actually found up in this area. The Moss Mines actually found gold before Jose did, but they never bothered to work it because they were too busy working out in California and parts of Nevada. So Jose started the gold mine here, and this is what it is. The original opening mine entrance is right behind us here. That was the original that they all started right there with that little white opening right there is, and that runs into it, which runs into the opening that you'll actually get to see from the road. You can look into the original mine that the old timers used to run. The slope up here where all the houses were, you can see how it's all tiered off. That was the town of Gold Road. Now most of the people that lived up here obviously were more the uppity up, the bosses, that type of thing. And the structure that's right there on the top there where the white is, that was the old church. Okay, right here on the Arizona Sidewinder, this is the most dangerous curve of all of the 191 turns, curves, and switchbacks. You'll come down, it's right here on top of the Gold Road mine. It's a tight hairpin curve there, where if you're careful, you can even see your own tail light as you're turning around. As you're coming down here on this curve here, as the curve starts, the curve tightens at the very end, and if you look where the gate is, look at all the dust and the dirt that's on that road. So people overcorrect, the front tire of their motorcycle slips out from under them, and that's where they go down. I'd say over 95% of the accidents that happen along the Arizona Sidewinder happen right here on this curve.
Here I send the drone up, to take a quick look. We're right here looking down at that mine. Right here is that really twisty road. You can see just how crazy this road can be. There's a lot of people that just will not even ride on this road because it's so dangerous. Got a couple motorcycles here that we actually got to catch on video, having them coming down the road. The speed limits all vary on here. There's people that can handle this road at 35, 40 miles an hour. There's also other ones where, some of these curves are 5, 10, 15 mile an hour curves. But there's a lot of things to see along the way on this ride. This one makes it a little bit different than a lot of the other rides that you see. We're out here in mining area. There's even some cars here that have had accidents that they couldn't even get the cars out from down in the valleys. Take off again on the motorcycle. We're going to come up here to a really neat place. It's a spring. Let's check out this spring and see what's going on. We're going to climb these steps and see what's at the top of the hill. You might be wondering why we climbed all those steps. To see this fresh spring water with a few fish in it. Called SHAFFER Fishbowl Spring. Burros come down here a lot and get fresh water. So coming around this curve here on the left, this is an area where a lot of people spread their family's ashes. It's not quite legal to be doing this in Arizona, but hey, nobody has stopped them from doing that. The other thing you gotta watch when you're driving out here on this road is the burros and the donkeys. They're out here in the middle of the road all the time. You're coming around there on your bike, you gotta be really cautious of them. So you gotta watch out for those. Too many people are feeding them here on the side of the road, which ends up putting them right out here in the way. Coming up here on the left is Ed's Camp. It used to be a store, had rocks, all kinds of neat things. It went out of business a long time ago. It's just another one of those Route 66 things. Coming up here on the left is Cool Springs. This is where we had DWAYNE telling us all about it. We got another video coming up here real soon. It's going to explain all about Cool Springs and the movie Cars. Stay tuned. It's a crazy ride. It's nice that DWAYNE gave us some insight there on some of the different places to stop. We go in a lot of these rides and, I have no idea. We know that you're going to go through a tunnel there on Iron Mountain Road and, this and that. But anything that's historical along the way, who knows what might have happened along there.
Just like, look at that.
Yeah. So it's nice that he kind of stopped, let us know where it was. And also that spring. We've been out here for 17 years traveling back and forth out here on this road, going to rallies, and heard about that spring, but never found it. There's one more that I didn't give a chance to show you, that there were some big trees there. I don't know if you've seen it off the left or not, but there's actually a creek going down there, which is a spring. You can actually camp there overnight for free. It's BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management land. One of the other things, if you're very, very interested, I can put this whole ride very quickly, high speed it, and you can see the whole length of this ride. I filmed it with 3 different cameras so I could switch back and forth. If you're interested in seeing something like that, let me know. I thought this would be more better, giving some insight, having Dwayne give us some talking points, things like that. You know, the very last place we stop at is Cool Springs. We got a video coming up here probably, maybe this week, maybe next week we'll have it come up before we get to Daytona's video starting, to show you a little bit about Cool Springs. What makes it so special, it's from a movie.
Cars.
That's right, the original Cars movie. If the only thing I can remember from the video that when we were talking to him and he was doing the interview was the very last scene where the Rolling Stones come out and sing that Route 66 song. The building behind that, them singing, was that original building's Cool Springs. So that just shows you that, you know, that came from the movie. So it's kind of neat, and he'll give us a lot more insight about that. So if you're into movies and you want to know about where things are taken and where they got the designs at, and, you know, you're going to need to watch that video next.
One quick plug. The shirt I'm wearing, my cousin designs these. They're all patriotic shirts. He has a dozen different designs or so. They're great quality. They fit real well. His company is on Facebook. You can find it on 1979 Apparel. And if you want to go and look at it online, it's 1979apparelbigcartel.com. So, get a shirt, and we'll put a link down here where you can find them and buy a patriotic shirt. No political ties to it, just to say that you're an American and you're patriotic.
So we're going to go ahead and leave it right here.
So, thanks for coming along today. We hope you enjoyed that ride. That's one of our favorite rides around our area here. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
If we didn't tell you, it's in Arizona, and it's just outside between Oatman, Arizona, and Kingman. I think I kind of talked about that a little bit on the video. Just in case you didn't catch it, that's where the Sidewinder is at. We're going to leave you with, coming back a little bit, I got a little bit of video that we caught the burros and the donkeys. They were up actually getting a drink of water, so I'm going to have to see if that video showed up. If it is, we'll kind of see that right at the end. That was some steep steps for us to climb, so I don't know how they do it. We'll see you later.
You're used to it.
We'll see you later.
Bye.